think it's working. It's lit up, that's for sure. And then I think we're good. I think it's working. Well, that's cool. We're good. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to my live stream concert. Really glad you're out there tuning in right on the dot, 8 o'clock. We're prompt people here in the Keller household. Why keep you waiting? I'm just psyched to play for you. I've been really looking forward to doing this. You know, I've been missing playing for my friends and fans, and I know it's a little different over the internet, but it's going to feel really good. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're, making it through the winter. It's a long winter. A lot of different struggles and challenges, but we are going to forget most of that tonight, and we're just going to have some fun. I've got a bunch of new songs I want to play for you that I've never played for anyone outside my house before, other than my family. I'm really excited about that, and I'm also really excited to play songs off the new album. Not where I'm coming from. You get what you give, and it's been doing great. It's number 6 right now on the Living Blues charts, which is kind of the meter for how much radio airplay blues albums get. And it's not a straight blues album, it's more of a soul album. It's got a lot of actually variety on there, and you'll hear it because I'll play a bunch of songs off it tonight. But I'm really excited about that. 2 seconds. Katie, I can hear that. Can you turn it down? So if you have any technical problems, you can let Katie Sterling know. She is the technical guru this evening and backstage wonder person. And if I look a little bit fuzzy, it's probably not on your end. It's probably my end because my internet connection is very slow. Even though I live in the capital city of Vermont, you would think I'd have better internet. But, I basically live in a cave. It's Dave in a cave. I mean, it's a nice looking cave. I've got a jukebox in the corner and, plenty of good soul and gospel and blues 45s to listen to and plenty of CDs. And we even have green plants here in the cave. There's green plant. Yep, there you go. But I'm not going to talk too much. Your time is valuable, and I'm looking forward to playing for you. So I'm going to start off with a tune off the new record. This one's called Scratching at Your Door, and on the record it featured Blues Hall of Famer Joe Louis Walker. So proud to have him on my record. He's such a nice guy, so generous with his time to contribute vocals to the song on the album. And my good friend, Mr. Chris Robertson, who now lives about a little bit north of New York City. He just moved out of Vermont, but incredible slide player. And plus my regular band, Ira Friedman on keys, Jay Gleason on drums, Alex Budney on bass. So, and April Kasparian backing vocals. So you can check that out. But this is the stripped down version. Something scratching at the door, wants to come in, wants a little more of your sweet, sweet sin. Yeah, something won't be still till you speak its name. You can feel the chill, you can feel the shame. It always wants a little more, something scratching at your door. Something won't be still, keeps yanking the chain round and round, and it won't let up till it drags you down. You can pretend that you just don't hear, but it can smell all your pain and fear. It always wants a little more, something scratching at your door. You think maybe just this once you can let it in, but it's never quite that simple. It starts all over again, something scratching at your door. So you're batting that door with everything you got. You can feel the pressure build. You can feel it getting hot, and your throat goes dry like a desert drought. And you know your time running out. It always wants a little more. Something scratching at your door. You think maybe just this once you can let it in, but it's never quite that simple. It starts all over again. Something scratching at your door. Something scratching at your door. Come on, baby. You think maybe just this once you can let it in, but it's never quite that simple. It starts all over again. Something scratching at your door. Something scratching at your door. Something scratching at your door. Keep on scratching. I ain't gonna let you in. No, I'm through with you. Scratching at your door. So I hope it sounds good out there, and broadcasting from my living room right here in Montpelier, Vermont. Lived here about 20 years. Burlington, Vermont before that. A couple short stretches in Starksboro, Vermont. And let's see, where else? Tunbridge, Vermont. Grew up in Massachusetts. A little time in Connecticut, a little time in Washington State. A little time outside Boston. Anyways, it's been good to be here in Vermont. I know I have so many Vermont friends out there listening tonight, and I just want to say thank you, Vermont friends, for supporting me all these years. It means so much to me. That I know you always have my back when I've done Kickstarter campaigns to raise money for albums. You guys are always there to, step up. I really appreciate that. A lot of people donated from within Vermont and beyond Vermont for this new album. And I just want to talk about it for just a second. The album's called You Get What You Give. And it is just like its namesake. If you buy the album, it costs you $20 on Bandcamp on my website. You just go to my website and it's the store link that's on my website, davekeller.com. And all the money from the album sale goes to different groups that are working on racial justice and equity. And I know a lot of people listen to Spotify, but if you just listen to the stream, you don't get the beautiful artwork. You don't get the little hidden booklet in there with all the beautiful little pictures of me and my friends on here, all the great people who joined me on this record. How lucky am I to have these amazing musicians on this record? It was a rhetorical question. The answer is really lucky. So, and all these wonderful people on there, you see them all. So if you buy the record, you get this great fun stuff, and then you also get to feel like you're doing some good in the world, because you are. The money gets split up between 5 different charities. And let's see, I can remember them. They are NCOBRA, which is National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America. That's one. Know Your Rights Foundation, which Colin Kaepernick founded to educate children of color about their rights. Southern Poverty Law Center, which fights white supremacist groups. Let's see, the Just Blues Foundation, which puts on the Just Blues Music Awards. They sent me this very fun mask. Charles Mitchell and the good folks at Just Blues, who make sure to honor the blues elders, blues and soul elders, in particular black musicians, focusing on them, which was well deserved and sometimes forgotten. And they also do a lot of education in schools, making sure kids know the roots of American music are in blues and gospel, in black forms. So, and then also the other one I'm forgetting is NAACP Legal Defense Fund, which does a lot of legal work on behalf of people who are dealing with police discrimination against people of color. So yeah, that's where the money goes. Other than the $4 goes for postage and handling. So enough talk. All right, another tune from the record. My buddy, Mr. Johnny Rawls. Let me see. Oh, I got Johnny's record right here. Let's see. Here it is. Johnny's got a new record called "Where Have All the Soul Men Gone?" My mentor, Mr. Johnny Rawls. This is a tune we did on the record that I wrote, and I hope you like it. It's called "Land of the Lonely." I live on a street with one street light. Ain't much to see any old night. Just the darkness and the fog and the houses of people like me. If you live long enough, there are things that you hear. All the couples who fight, all the families in fear. In the darkness, in the fog, in the houses of people like me. If it weren't so sad, it'd be funny. You'd think you could solve it with money. You'd be wrong. It's an old song, living in the land of the lonely. Each house on the street, just like a book. If you knew the truth, you'd be too scared to look. In the darkness, in the fog, in the houses of people like me. Oh, I sit in my chair, drink from my glass. The memories, all these ghosts in my past. In the darkness, in the fog, in the houses of people like me. Oh, if it weren't so sad, it'd be funny. You'd think you could solve it with money, but you'd be wrong. It's an old song, living in the land of the lonely. Oh, oh. Live on a street, one street light. Ain't much to see any old night. Just the darkness and the fog and the houses of people like me. Oh, just the darkness and the fog and the houses of people like me. Land of the Lonely. It's funny, I wrote that tune before the pandemic hit, and it just seems more appropriate than ever, just thinking about everybody in their little house, in their little nuclear bubble, their little world, and not really knowing what's going on behind people's doors. They've been talking a lot in the media about how domestic violence has just shot up due to people being stuck at home with each other who already had issues maybe in their relationships. So I hope if you're in an unsafe situation, you'll reach out to someone that you trust to get some help, maybe a domestic violence hotline if you have a chance. I used to work for a domestic violence organization, a shelter and education organization, and have done work like that over the years, and it's really, really important. Not something I guess I talk about that much from the bandstand, but it's really important, especially when people are really kind of stuck at home oftentimes with the people that are most awful to them. So I hope you're stuck at home with someone good. If you are, you're blessed. So make sure to thank that person. Shout out to Katie Sterling here in the house. She's my person. All right, let's see. I got a tune here I want to do. Another one off the record. These first few are off the record. I'm going to get into some of my brand new tunes in just a minute. When I started putting this album together, and I was thinking about doing it as a benefit album, and I thought it'd be fun to get some friends to do it with me and do them as duets, do the songs as duets, even though I didn't actually write them as duets, but they really work nicely as duets. And one of the first people who volunteered, and I was so excited that he wanted to do it, was my friend Chad Hollister from Worcester, Vermont. Now, I know he's not technically a blues guy, but man, he's got a hell of a lot of soul, and he's just been a great friend to me over the years. And he and his family, I'm sending this out to them, the Hollister O'Rourke family up in Worcester, Vermont. This one's called Make It to Tomorrow. I don't recognize this place. How did we end up here? Oh, I miss your beautiful face. I miss all your cheer. Lately things are different. Lord, they're so darn strange. But still that fire burns. We just got to rearrange. I know we can make it to tomorrow. Make it through the sorrow to a place in time we'll feel good and fine. Make it to tomorrow. I just got to ask, it's been on my mind, is that you behind that mask? 'Cause your eyes look so kind, but I can tell you're frightened by the way you hold yourself. You're wondering where this all might end. Nobody can tell. I know we can make it to tomorrow. Make it through the sorrow to a place in time we'll feel good and fine. Make it to tomorrow. Sometimes I dream that we're in a small cafe and you are smiling back at me. And I reach to hold your hand and it all falls away. Keep on falling endlessly. Some sweet day when this loneliness has gone, oh, I hope and pray that we'll be strong enough to hold each other with our battered hands, strong enough to heal each other. I know you understand. I know we can make it to tomorrow. Make it through the sorrow to a place in time we'll feel good and fine. Make it to tomorrow. Make it to tomorrow. make it to tomorrow with me, y'all. Make it to tomorrow, yeah, yeah. Make it to tomorrow. Make it to tomorrow. I know we can make it to tomorrow. I know we can make it to tomorrow. It's not going to be an easy ride, but we can do it. And it's going to take all of us. It's going to take us reaching out to each other across the internet, across phone lines, across the street. You know, don't be afraid of other people. Just make sure you're safe. You know, we still need each other. So if you're wondering what's in here, it's throat coat tea with some honey in it. No cocktails tonight. But I hope you're enjoying some kind of beverage and maybe some little something to eat and relaxing in your home. If you want to dance, I think that's wonderful, you know. I know a lot of people sometimes worry about people watching them while they dance, but that's the nice thing about online concerts. You don't have to worry. No one's watching you. I can't see you. I kind of wish I could. I definitely wish I could see you through my computer. But I can't, sadly. All right. Oh, I wanted to talk about this guitar for a little bit. You know, I really have not played this, God, like almost at all in public. And I've had this guitar since I was 21. I bought it in Belmont, Massachusetts, at a little music store there. And it was the first acoustic guitar I ever bought. Up till that point, I just had an electric guitar, a PV, a blue, frost blue PV T26 from the mid-'80s that I bought with all my money from my first job. And a little PV amplifier that my dad bought for me. But I had borrowed an acoustic guitar when I first started taking lessons when I was about 16, an old Sears guitar from a friend of mine's mom, Glenn Baldwin's mother. She had it up in her attic. And so that was my first guitar technically, but my first guitar I owned was, like I said, this T26. You can look them up on the internet. There's not too many of them. And I haven't seen any blue ones. I still have it. It's a beautiful guitar. And then this was my first acoustic guitar. It's a Yamaha. See, Yamaha. Not a fancy brand. And it's an old one. It's from the 70s. Can you see the little red label sticker in there? FG300. And it's Nippon Gaki, I think it says inside. It's made in Japan. Back when they, first originally Japanese guitars were kind of looked down upon by, Americans who thought, well, only American guitars could be any good. But the Japanese got their act together. And, by the mid-'70s, Japanese guitars were oftentimes better than the American guitars. And this is a great guitar. I mean, I only paid $125 for it, and it's probably only worth about $300 now. But I love this guitar. I've written a lot of tunes on this guitar, and this is the guitar I kind of play around the house. I play it for my guitar lessons with my students when I'm teaching people basic chords or fancier stuff. A lot of times I'll break out this guitar, and its name's Rosa. My kids, Hava and Idalee, named it. They were like, "Dad, what? You need a name for your guitar?" I was like, "Okay, well, help me out." And so they proposed a few, and Rosa was the one that stuck. It sort of looked, it's because it's got flowers on it, you can see. It kind of looks a little bit like a Gibson hummingbird kind of guitar, or a dove maybe. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, we got a nice warm tone. Johnny Rawls loves playing this when he comes to town and stays at my house. He's always like, "Dave, that's a great guitar." It's like, all right, cool. All right. This next tune is a brand new one. It's called With You. It's kind of a little love song, really. So if you got someone you're loving on, this is a good song for them. I could live in a little beach town, watch the sun go down with you. I could live on a high, high hill in the winter chill with you. I could roam far from home, sail the ocean blue, and I'd be okay every day, as long as I'm with you. I could rent a London flat, I'd do that with you. I could hike the Great Sahara, I'd go tomorrow right with you. I could fly to Mumbai, Zaragoza too, and I'd be okay every day, as long as I'm with you. When it comes to the end, it sure good to have a friend. And wherever I go, whatever I do, I'll be okay every single day, long as I'm with you. I stroll along old Hong Kong, it won't be wrong with you. I'll even go to Tokyo just to watch it snow with you. We're born with so little, and our days are few, but my life will last 1,000 years, long as I'm with you. Long as I'm with you. Long as I'm with you. That's for any of you lovers out there. With you, with you. You know, there's a line in that song that I've been questioned about by my family a couple times. I'll even go to Tokyo just to watch it snow with you. And the question was, does it snow in Tokyo? And I think the answer is sometimes. Rarely, but I think it does snow in Tokyo. At the very least, it snows on Mount Fuji, right? And Mount Fuji's near Tokyo, so that kind of counts, right? And, you know, I want to send that song out, not only to lovers, but that one is going out special to all the people down south who've got way too much snow, which to them is probably any snow. But, like, if you're suffering down south and it's cold and you're really hurting, I'm thinking about you, and, you know, I don't know what to say, but I'm sorry. You know, up here in Vermont, we have snow all the time, so we're prepared for it. We dress in layers. We got snow tires with studs on them and stuff, and, you know, there's all kinds of solutions up here, but I know you guys weren't exactly prepared for that, so I hope you're okay. Thinking about you. All right, what's next on the list of songs? I actually did a set list because I wanted to make sure that I got up to all the tunes that were important to me tonight. This next one is called The Promise. And I don't know, I guess I'll just let it speak for itself, but this is one, no one's ever heard this outside the house, I don't think at all. I would always hold you through the darkest of your nights, and I would try to guide you to the shore of distant lights. And every time you cried out, I'd rock you long and slow, and I swore I'd never let you go. When the storms came crashing on the rocks of your soul, I tried to hold compassion as I watched the waters roll. And as the tears kept falling, I tried to staunch the flow, and I swore I'd never let you go. Sometimes you promise things you cannot give, though you try with all your might. Or sometimes the hand you're holding slips away, in the night. And I look back sometimes and I wonder what I've done. Could I have held you tighter and led you toward the sun? Sometimes I go crazy, oh, knowing what I know. 'Cause I remember, baby, that's when I let you go. That's when I let you go. Oh, that's a hard song. You know, it's I know some of you might have been in relationships where you were with someone that you really wanted to help, and you tried your hardest, you know, and you just could never really give them what they needed, you know. Maybe they needed to give themselves what they needed, and they couldn't do it, you know, and you thought you could give it to them, and you still couldn't give it to them. But and you promised you would, you know, but at a certain point, you had to let them go. And that's obviously what that song is about. The promise. Maybe you'll hear that on a record in the future. You heard it first here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It means a lot to me that you're out there listening. And although I can't see you, I can feel you. Katie Sterling, my technical guru in the background, keeps giving me the thumbs up that you all are going crazy. I know some people do these online concerts and they kind of, you know, through the chat thing, they talk to people while they're doing it. To me, it's just a little too distracting for me to actually play and sing and keep the energy up. So rest assured, I'm going to read through every single one of your comments after the show, and I will be smiling widely. So thank you for tuning in tonight. I want to thank my fans in Europe for tuning in. I know my friend Faye Schweitzer is out there in Switzerland tonight listening at 2 in the morning, he told me. So I'm sure I got a couple other European friends out there. So thank you for tuning in. I was supposed to be in Europe in April last year. That got canceled. It was supposed to be happening in March this year. That got pushed again back. But I will be with my band, hopefully, assuming everything goes well. We all get vaccinated. Europe lets us in. America lets us leave. I'll be going to Europe, playing in Baden-Baden, Germany at Blues Club and a bunch of other clubs in Spain, Switzerland, France, hopefully maybe Belgium, Netherlands, other places that want to have us next March. So March 2022. So if you have any friends in Europe, have them give me a buzz. Send me an email. I want to come play for y'all. So, all right. Oh, let's see. It's time to do another one off the record. So how many of you all know about Trudy Lynn? Trudy Lynn is the blues queen of Texas. She lives in Houston, which is experiencing a lot of issues right now with loss of power and snow and cold. So my heart goes out to Trudy and all her friends down there and family. And any of you Texans that need a little extra love tonight, I want to just show you, I got Trudy Lynn's album here. This is Trudy. She's on the new record. She's awesome. She is just one badass blues singer and soul woman. And she's just a great person. I just love Trudy. Here's the back of the album. That's not her most recent one. I think it's her second to last one. It could be her most recent. When Trudy said she wanted to be the frosting on the album, when I was looking for special guests on the record, she said she'd be the frosting on the cake, you know. And I said, well, Trudy, you'd be a little more than the frosting. Trust me. She's amazing. And she sang on this tune as well as, The Evil That Men Do, which I've got a new video out for that. If you haven't seen that, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the video. It's got over 1,000 views already, and it's just, people are really moved by it. I'm really honored that people are spending the time watching it. My good friend Jim Gallagher put that together for me. I did the filming, and he put it together, edited it, and did the videography stuff. Made it into a video, and you know, he's an amazing videographer. And like I said, people are really enjoying it. I don't know if enjoy is the right word. It's a pretty heavy song, but I would love you to check it out. The Evil That Men Do on my YouTube channel, which you're watching, obviously. D Keller VT. D Keller VT1. And make sure to subscribe. I don't have that many subscribers because I never ask people to subscribe. I always forget. All right. So this tune right here, on the record, featuring the great Trudy Lynn, You're Kind of Fool, backed by my band, Ira, Jane, and Alex. I know the kind of lovers you like, the kind that'll bend to your will, the kind that'll give you everything, keep giving till you get your fill. Go ahead and use me, I'll give you every coin and jewel, 'cause baby, I'm your kind of fool. I seen you with all of those others, the way that they call your name, that peculiar mix of need and fear, their eyes betray their shame, while you stand there high and mighty, and still you look so cool, 'cause baby, I'm your kind of fool. Some fools are plain and simple, some are crazy man. All I know is this fool right here sure has got it. Yeah. So go ahead, use me, do with me as you please. A spoonful of your poison, yeah, gonna cure me of my disease. Oh, your eyes like a shadow, I'm drowning in their pool. 'Cause baby, I'm your kind of fool. Oh baby, I'm your kind of fool. Oh baby, I'm your kind of fool. Yeah, I'm your kind of fool, baby. All right, ooh, this is fun. All right, I got a little tune on here. This is a different kind of song for me. So I've been writing songs, you know, I'm not always writing, but you know, I get a little few come through the pipeline, then I won't get any for a while, and I might get a few more. They kind of trickle through, and some of the new tunes that have been coming through the last few years are kind of different. They're not necessarily blues or soul tunes. I don't really know what to call them. I mean, some of them are story songs. I've been actually toying with the idea of maybe doing like a country soul kind of album with like elements of country and soul mixed together. And anyhow, this is a tune that might maybe fit in that bag. I'm not quite sure, but it's called Different Than I Planned. Get the capo for this one. All you guitar players, capo. And if you're looking to get a capo, this is the kind to get. Get a shub capo. Don't get those weird ones that clip on the end. I don't know. I don't like those. You know. But you can get one. It's fine. Do what you want. It's a free world, right? You get whatever kind of capo you want. Whatever works for you. All right. We met out at the Outback. I screwed that up already. Let me start again. It's a new tune, I told you. We met out at the Outback, had a little country gig. We kissed under the tiki lights, behind the roasted pig. We joked that it was watching us, our every nervous touch. We were hungry for each other, we never laughed so much. By the end of June, we'd learned 24 classic heartbreak songs. we harmonized together while the crowd sang along. Oh, yes, we were rolling, and we made ourselves a plan. Put our funds together, bought ourselves a van, and we sang the classic heartbreak songs as if they were our own. We sang the broken dishes, and we sang the dial tone. We sang the midnight arguments until the sun came up. And we sang the bitter poison of the never-ending cup. And I always said I'd never date someone in the band, but I guess life turned out different than I planned. But we hit the road and watched each mile recede into the past. We tortured that odometer, yeah, we made it spin so fast. From Birmingham to Muscle Shoals, we played each tiny bar. And by the time we got to Memphis, I guess we'd gone too far. Now my ears still ring from B.B. King's, the last gig of the tour. The van broke down outside of town, and the rain began to pour. We spent our last $10 at a little roadside stand, where you told me you had feelings for the drummer in the band. Well, I hitched my way back home with a trucker from Mobile. The radio played Brother Ray, it had never felt so real. He asked me what I did for work and about them colored shoes. Well, I told him I played in a band, and then I sang the blues. Then we sang the classic heartbreak songs as if they were our own. We sang the broken dishes, and we sang the dial tone. We sang the midnight arguments until the sun came up. And we sang the bitter poison of the never-ending cup. And I always said I'd never date someone in the band. I guess life turned out different than I planned. Well, I used to trust that beat behind me like the rhythm in my chest. Those nights when we'd take that bandstand, Lord, it was the best. I never felt the blues like when I sang them by your side. They were deeper than I remember when I sang so hard I cried. Now the only time I sing these days is when I'm in the shower. Music only makes me hurt, those songs still have their power. Sometimes I hear a melody when I can't sleep at night. And I remember that old stuck pit and all those tiki lights. And we sang the classic heartbreak songs as if they were our own. We sang the broken dishes, and we sang the dial tone. We sang the midnight arguments until the sun came up. And we sang the bitter poison of the never-ending cup. And I always said I'd never date someone in the band. Well, I guess life turned out different than I planned. Oh, I guess life turned out different than I planned. That's the world premiere right there. I hope you like it. I hope you like it a lot. It's weird, these story songs. You know, it makes me think of my friend Daryl Carter, who passed away a couple years ago. Great, great songwriter, soul songwriter from Memphis, Tennessee. And he would always tell me, he said, you know, a song should be a story. It's got to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And, you know, it sounds simple enough, but, you know, you write songs, and sometimes they don't have a story. They're just, you know, words that feel good to you or sound good in the moment. But, you know, you go back and listen to me like, yeah, I want to take the listener somewhere. I want to, you know, like we're walking down the street and I'm telling you a story. And by the time you get to the end of the story, I want you to feel something. So if that one resonates with you, thank you. Thank you. Daryl Carter's grandson, by the way, is on the new record. Mr. Vince Allen, a very wise and talented 18-year-old kid from Memphis who plays guitar on the song on the record that I did with Dawn Tyler Watson as a duet, God is Love, Love is Everything. So if you check out the record, which, once again, where did I put it? Here it is. You Get What You Give. Duets, album of duets. And, yeah, Vince Allen's on here playing the guitar solo on God is Love, Love is Everything. So we have 18-year-olds all the way to 90-year-olds on this album. My good friend, you know, almost like an extra father to me. Brother Bob White, amazing singer and gospel keyboard player from Kansas City, is on here. He just turned 90 this year. So a happy 90th birthday to Bob, Brother Bob White. What do we got next for you? Oh, all right, this is exciting. My good friend Anika Chambers, who's got this great album called Kiss My Sass that I got for a Hanukkah present. And I'm so excited about it. It's a really great album. And she had a little live stream concert just a couple hours ago. And she and her husband, Paul Deloria, great guitar player and singer as well. Anika's on the album. And when you buy the album, you pop it in your CD player. Or if you buy the digital, you can buy the digital album on my website as well. And I just want to say that it's so much better than if you listen to it on Spotify, because the money actually arrives here. And then I send it out to the 5 different charities that this record's supporting, the different causes working for racial justice and equity. So this is a totally non-profit CD. No one is making a dime off this CD. All the musicians donated their time. The studios donated a ton of time. The artist who did the cover art, Paul Grosso, donated a huge amount of his time. You know, Todd Glazer, who's promoting, doing the radio promotion, gave me a massive discount. Mark Pucci and Karen Johnson from Mark Pucci Associates, Mark Pucci Media, they're promoting the hell out of it for a fraction of what they would normally charge. They're super generous. So a lot of people put a lot of love into this record, you know, especially the good folks at Sugar House Soundworks, Waitsfield, Vermont, where we did most of the recording, all the other remote studios around the country, and then also Ben Collette and Rob O'Day up at the Tank in Burlington. If you need a studio and you live in Vermont or you want to come to Vermont and record, the Tank in Burlington and Sugar House Soundworks in Waitsfield, Vermont near Sugarbush. Great, great studios, both of them. Super generous for the cause. I'm going to play the song that Anika and I are on. As I was saying, when you put that CD in the CD player, or you hit play on your phone with the digital files, this is the song you're going to hear. It's called One More Tear. Just when I thought I was over you, just when I thought I'd moved on, just when I thought my life was new, and the past was long gone, I found myself crying, and I didn't know why. Yeah, it looks like the past keeps creeping in, and I can't let it die, 'cause there's always one more tear. There's always one more tear. Every time you think it's gone, it keeps coming on. There's always one more tear. I remember all the good times, can't get them out of my head. Yeah, I wish I could remember those bad times, baby, instead. It might make it easier, to put you away. Yeah, but here I am, oh girl, crying today. 'Cause there's always one more tear. There's always one more there's always one more tear. Always one more tear to cry. Always one more tear up in my eye. This is where the horns come in on the record. Mark Hurley, Mario Perret, and Tom Palin's on trumpet. Maybe one day I'll be over you. Maybe one day I'll move on. Maybe one day I'll be through. My life will move right on, and I'll be done crying. And I'll look to the sky. I feel a drop of rain. Oh, I understand why. 'Cause there's always one more tear. There's always one more tear. Every time you think it's gone, keeps coming on. There's always one more tear. There's always one more tear. There's always one more tear. That last chord is for you O.B. Wright fans. And if you're not an O.B. Wright fan, well, it's never too late. You know, if you're an Otis Redding fan or an Aretha Franklin fan or an Etta James fan or maybe Al Green or who knows. If you love soul music, you gotta find out about O.B. Wright. I first heard about him through interviews with Robert Cray. He always cites O.B. Wright. So it's Overton Vertus Wright. But you don't have to spell Overton and Vertus. All you have to remember is O-V. You see that? It's kind of hard, no background here. Everything's backwards for me. O-V. I'm not drunk, don't worry. Just drinking tea with honey. But O.B. Wright, one of the deepest soul singers ever, and my friend Johnny Rawls, my good friend and mentor Johnny Rawls, was the band leader for O.B. Wright and was very close with him. He was with him when he passed away, actually. And you know, if you love deep music and you need a little something to help you through these times, check out that deep soul music, O.B. Wright. Anything on the High record label, frankly, H.I. Records. O.B. Wright, Otis Clay, Ann Peebles, you know, who did I Can't Stand the Rain. Incredible stuff. Syl Johnson. And of course, Reverend Al Green. All right, I'm just going to take a second. I'm going to ask my technical guru, do we have any questions from anyone? Anything that I need to know from the people out there that's important?
Well, people are super supportive. There has been 2 requests. Vicki Mills was hoping to hear You Give What You Give. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's possible, yeah.
And Amy from Stowe, Lost.
May Green?
Yes.
Yes.
She wants to hear The Spark.
Okay, all right. I'm going to have to add those to the list then here. All right. How are we doing time-wise? I have no idea. You know, we can go as long as you want. So if you guys get tired and you just want to cut out and go to sleep or watch something else, watch Netflix, it's fine. I won't be offended. I won't even know, honestly. So, all right, so let's see.
And Anika Chambers is on, and she says, love you, Dave.
Oh, I love you too, Anika. Anika is the best. You got to check out Anika Chambers, A-N-N-I-K-A. Just look after the show. She's amazing. Deep, deep soul. All right, You Get What You Give. We're going to do this one, and this is for Vicki Mills, who requested this. And on the record, this features. Now, I don't have like a CD because I just have the Burn CD because she sent me the files. Annie Mac. She did this EP called Tell It Like It Is that's incredible, and she's got a brand new EP out called Testify. Annie Mac, if you like, say, Ruthie Foster, if you're a Ruthie Foster fan, which you ought to be if you're not, Annie Mac is like in that line. Super deep, amazing singer, amazing songwriter. And, you know, she and I did this one together. We sang this together on the record, along with Katie Sterling on backup vocals, Hava and Ida Lee Keller, my daughters, on backup vocals. Also Johnny Rawls, April Caspari, and Chad Hollister on there. Nice little crowd ending on the end. And this is kind of a crazy story on this one. The first time I ever played this in public was at the synagogue here in Montpelier. It was a benefit for the homeless shelter. And the woman who runs the homeless shelter liked it so much she decided to get a tattoo of the lyrics on her forearm. I've never had anyone tattoo like my lyrics on them before. Honestly, it freaked me out just a little bit. I was like, wow, that's kind of permanent. Like, what if you decide you're sick of the song after a while? But I think she's still happy about it. So. And she did it in purple ink, which I thought was kind of cool too. All right. You get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give, you get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give. You keep talking about giving back, put it off till tomorrow. All the time there are folks in need, having a beg, steal or borrow. You get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give, you get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give. You say you ain't got nothing to give, but a smile don't cost a dime. The goodness you earn, just watch it return. Comes back around every time. La da 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 da, da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da 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 da, da da. You get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give, you get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give, you get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give, you get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give, you get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. It's all that there is. You get what you give, the love that you live, it's all that there is. You get what you give. Yeah, you get what you give. It's true. I found it to be crazy true in this record because honestly, when I first came up with the idea of doing this as a benefit record, I had no idea that I was going to be out of work for so long. And then, but doing this benefit album has fed me in so many different ways. That the amazing encouragement and love that I've received from all of you has been really, really powerful, and honestly, it's helped me get through some dark times. It's heavy. It's been a heavy time, and working, just being isolated in my house. I'm used to being out on the road and traveling and meeting people. I'm definitely an extrovert. I like my time reading a book on the sofa and everything else. But I mean, I love people and being out amongst people, and it's been hard, and there's been times when, I've been pretty down. So the love that you all give me has really made a huge difference. So thank you for helping me through this period. A lot of people are like, oh, your music's helped me through. Well, you guys are helping me through, so thank you. And tonight is a free concert. I don't want you to feel like you have to pay a single dime if you are struggling, if you don't have a job right now, if things are tight, don't even worry about it. I don't care. If you got a little extra, this little sign behind me is a way to send me anything you feel like sending. PayPal is info@davekeller.com. Venmo is @Dave-Keller-20. I think you might have to capitalize the D and the K. And it's also on the YouTube channel, and it's on the Facebook post. So I don't want to talk about that too much. Oh, you know what I'd like to do for a second? Can I play some harmonica for you? It'd be a good time for a break. You might have been wondering this whole time, what is this album here next to me? This fine piece of vinyl. This album right here, this is the first blues album I fell in love with. Sonny Boy Williamson, One Way Out. This is the original one. I mean, it's not like I had to find it again and buy it back. I have had it all this time since, I'm going to say, 1987. And it's got just great tunes. This guy was an incredible songwriter, incredible performer, incredible singer, and just a mind-blowing harmonica player, one of the most influential harmonica players of all time. If it wasn't for that album, I might not have gotten into blues, because the very first album I bought, the one right before this, was horrible. It was called Super Duper Blues. It featured Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, and Bo Diddley. And you'd think, like, how could you go wrong with all three of those amazing, amazing artists? But it was like a joke album. It was almost like a comedy album. They were trying to just sort of outboast each other, and it was mostly a lot of joking around and very little good music, unfortunately. But luckily, I kept with it, and I was running track in college at the time. I was up in like Western Mass, I think at Williams College at a track meet, or Amherst or somewhere like that. And there was a little record store in town I went in. I was super into music already. I just hadn't discovered blues. I was really into Jimi Hendrix. I was probably looking for Jimi Hendrix bootlegs. And I bought this record, and I just fell in love with it. And I started listening to the blues programs on my college radio station, WESU in Middletown, Connecticut. And then before long, I decided I wanted to be a DJ, because you could volunteer and be a DJ. So I started running a blues show. One of the other DJs who ended up being the co-coordinator of the series with me was Jake Guralnick, who, if you know the Guralnick name, you know Peter Guralnick, of course, is the greatest music writer out there, I think. I just love his work. My favorite music book of all time is Sweet Soul Music. Peter Guralnick, Guralnick. You can rewind this afterwards if you need to remember how to spell it. But he's got a new book out. Great stories about all the different musicians he's met and interviewed over the years. But yeah, so I got into playing blues through through this record, through listening to the radio, through being a DJ. I would take the albums home and I'd record them on my home stereo, my Panasonic all-in-one stereo, and make cassettes out of them and listen to those. And that's how I got into Ronnie Earl, who ended up being a huge influence on me. That's Ronnie Earl behind me in the photo. Beautiful photo by Laura Carbone. Ronnie Earl's been a big mentor and inspiration to me, and I got into him because a prisoner called in. We used to get calls from prisoners at the radio station who would listen in, and this guy wanted me to play a song called Baby Doll Blues, a Ronnie Earl tune. And I had been, I'd seen the Ronnie Earl albums in the station's collection, but I didn't want to play them because they just looked he looked sleazy. I don't know. He had this goatee, and he had the ashtrays overflowing with cigarette butts and the little empty shot glasses and the half-naked women on the playing cards, and I just thought, who is this guy? I was like, nah, forget it. But then I put that album on, and it was so good. So I don't know who that prisoner is, and hopefully they're out by now enjoying some good freedom, because they deserve it after turning me on to Ronnie Earl. And, love to Ronnie. He's been such a huge, help and friend to me. And he's not at all like those pictures on his record. He said the record label did that on their own. He had nothing to do with it. All right, I'm going to play some harmonica, inspired by the great Sonny Boy Williamson. love you, baby. If it's the last thing I ever do, I wanna love you, baby. If it's the last thing I ever do, I wanna love you, baby. You know I wanna love you through and through. Well, I see you walking down the street, looking so fine. Oh, girl, you about to blow this young man's mind. I wanna love you, babe. That's the last thing I ever do. Yeah, you look so good and sweet, baby. I wanna love you through and through. I'm gonna love you, baby, all night long. I wanna love you, baby. I'm gonna sing it right to you, right in this little song. I wanna love you. Love you is the last thing I ever do. I wanna love you, baby. I wanna love you through and through. All right, there you go, my little harmonica. Man, I barely play harmonica these days. It's kind of sad. Sometimes people are like, oh, you should play the harmonica more. Once I started getting into soul music, I just kind of put it down. I felt like harmonica and soul music, it was hard for me. Like, I want to hear the horns, not the harmonica. But there's people who do it and do such a great job of it. Like my friend John Namath, man, he crushes it on harmonica with soul music. So maybe I should get back into it. I don't know. All right. Let's see. It's time to get back into the songs. I got a new one that I want to play for you. It's, let's see. There's a word for this. I learned a new word today. One of my daughters gave me this for Hanukkah. It's the word of the day calendar. Well, there's two words on this because it's the weekend. But the word for today I thought was kind of funny. It's called, I didn't know this word, Bowdlerize. Sounds kind of, I don't know, it's kind of dangerous. Bowdlerize. It means to expurgate or modify, usually by omitting or altering parts considered vulgar. So, as an example they give, for class we read an edition of the novel that had been Bowdlerized to remove some of the more disturbing scenes. All right. There's probably only two people out there who know what that word means, and I know one of them is Brett Hoffman. Anyhow, so, you know, this is a safe song, but it is a little on the sexy side. So I didn't have to Bowdlerize it. I wrote it, you know, fairly safely. But it is kind of fun. I think you might like it. It's called Your Full Measure of Pleasure. Other men have tried to keep you satisfied, but they failed you. Baby, I'm sure I got the cure for what ails you. Yes, I'm gonna give you your full measure of pleasure. Yes, I am. I'm gonna give you your full measure of pleasure. Yes, I am. Baby, you know I'll take it slow, don't you worry. I will take our time, I'll ease your mind, don't you worry. 'Cause I'm gonna give you your full measure of pleasure. Yes, I am. I'm gonna give you your full measure of pleasure. yes I am. Well, you know I got you covered. Yeah, you know I'm your lover. I ain't gonna leave you hungry. No, no, liars and leavers, fools and fakes, they desert you. Not one of those braggarts has what it takes, they just hurt you. 'Cause I'm gonna give you your full measure of pleasure, yes I am. I'm gonna give you your full measure of pleasure, yes I am. I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it. Oh, your full measure of pleasure. You deserve it. You deserve it. You should have all the pleasure you can handle. There you go. All right. Moving on, before the kids in the room understand what we're talking about. Let's see. Your touch. Well, that kind of sounds kind of bawdy, but it's not really. Well, I mean, maybe. All right. This one I'm really proud of. Let me tune up for a second because I want to make sure we're in good tune here. I've been beating on Rosa here. I'm sorry, Rosa. If you're late to the show, this is Rosa, my Yamaha. 1976, maybe? Before disco took over. It's kind of funny, you know, I always used to hate disco until I realized lately that I kind of like a lot of it. At least I like the Bee Gees, you know? Something about the Bee Gees. I'm really digging them. I don't know if you've seen the Bee Gees movie that's on, I think it's Netflix. I dig them, you know, yeah. There's some good songs they did. All right, we're not going to talk about the Bee Gees, though. Hey, I do want to talk about, no, I'll wait. I'm going to do this song next. Yeah, Capo here again. How are y'all doing? You all right? I know, I can't hear you, but hopefully you're right. All right. All right. Can I take a deep breath before I start this one? All right. Again, it's called Your Touch, and this is another original. Every tune I'm playing tonight, there's one that's a cover, but all these are originals otherwise. They call it magic, serendipity. Call it what you wanna, I call it you and me. It was something electric, something beyond this world, like finding a planet made of licorice and pearl. It didn't need a name, 'cause we both understood. We tried some of everything, and it all felt good. Didn't worry about forever, 'cause we thought that it would last. Now I see it all behind us, just a glimmer in the past. I try not to think about you, I try not to open that door. I try to remember to forget all the pleasure from before. I try not to dream about you, try not to care so much, but it all comes flooding back when I think about your touch. That sense of discovery, like it's the very first time, when our bodies fit together like a perfect little rhyme. It was then that I knew you best, and you knew me too. In the tent, in the rain, now it's all turned to pain. I try not to think about, I try not to think about you, I try not to open that door. I try to remember to forget all the pleasure from before. I try not to dream about you, I try not to care so much, but it all comes flooding back when I think about your touch. Sometimes I get angry thinking about the ways I did you wrong. Oh, I guess there's something deep inside me that can't let goodness stick around too long. Maybe I'll just surrender, let the past just slip away. Think about some other woman a few years from today. If I could conjure up somebody, someone magical and true, I'd build another lover that you'd look a lot like you. She'd shine like silver, she'd gleam like gold, the perfect confluence of body, spirit, and a soul. But I can't go there, no, it's not something I can do. You were beautiful and sacred, and there ain't no one like you. I try not to think about you, I try not to open that door. I try to remember to forget all the pleasure from before. I try not to dream about you, I try not to care so much, but it all comes flooding back when I think about. Try not to think about you, try not to open that door. Try to remember to forget all this pleasure from before. I try not to dream about you, I try not to care so much, but it all comes flooding back when I think about your touch.
That one's a tearjerker.
Yeah, that's a heavy one. I'm sorry. I hate playing these heavy songs, you know. Sometimes I think about artists, you know, that they write like happy dance tunes all the time, and I think, wow, it'd be cool if I could be like one of those party happy guys, but it's just not the way I'm built, you know. I don't know why. I was kind of sensitive as a child, and I think some of it carried over still, so. All right, well, you know, that's a perfect segue into this next tune. There's something about sad songs, and it's hard to explain, you know, and you can read all the books on it you want, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want, scientists trying to explain how music works, but it's still pretty much a mystery. That's one of the beautiful things about it. It's kind of otherworldly. It's vibrations moving through the air, you know, it's really weird, but I've built my life around it because it's the thing I love the most, you know, other than my family and my friends, you know, nature. So, I hope you like this next tune. It's another one that no one's heard before, so you're the first ones to hear it, outside of the Keller household. Oh, it needs a capo again. I don't know why. Something about a sad song on a sad night. Oh, thinking about your sad eyes and their sad light shining from your sad heart right into my sad soul. All of that sad hurt taking its sad toll. Don't know why, maybe I'm wrong, but there's something about a sad song. Maybe it's the melody, so sweet and pure, that speaks to me about how it was before you changed your mind. And your heart changed too, before you put an end to me and you. Don't know why, maybe I'm wrong, but there's something about a sad song. Oh, knocks me down every single time. sad chords that make me cry. Maybe it's the sad words that just don't lie. Maybe it's the sad beat, oh, that moves me so, hits me deep, and it won't let go. I don't know why, maybe I'm wrong, but there's something about a sad song. Oh, something about a sad song. Something about a sad song. If you need that one's for you. I need sad songs. It helps me get some of this stuff out of my system, honestly. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna keep rolling with some of these tunes. This one, this is really recent. This was January 15th I wrote this one, and I was in a down mood, and I was just grateful to have someone who could help me out of it, you know. When you called me, I was underwater. When you called me, I was so alone. When you called me, I was sinking. Baby, I was thinking, I wish someone would call me on the phone. And I answered like a man without a country. And I answered like a man who lost his way. Your voice was my horizon. I felt my spirit rising, and I knew I could make it one more day. 'Cause baby, you saved me when my world was wrong and I was going crazy. Oh baby, you saved me. I would save you too. That's what I do if it happened to you. Well, as I swam to that horizon, your voice calling me to the sand. I screwed that up. Hold on. As I swam to that horizon, you were standing there upon the sand. My body feeling lighter. I knew I was a fighter, and I knew that I couldn't make it to dry land. And the stars came out and shined upon my body, and the moon was there just lighting up the sea. And your voice was like a song, pulled me right along, pulled me right along from you to me. Oh baby, you saved me when my world was wrong and I was going crazy. Oh baby, you saved me, I would save you too. That's what I do if it happened to you. Well, as we stood upon the land together, yeah, the water fading into memory, I know I can't be wrong to be with one so strong, one so unafraid to save me. 'Cause baby, you saved me when my world was wrong and I was going crazy. Oh baby, you saved me, I would save you too. That's what I do. I'd save you too. That's what I do. I would save you too. That's what I do if it happened to you. My apologies for the mistakes there. Like I said, this is fresh. I wrote that I guess a month ago. And I haven't gotten to play it out. So, it's hard. If you don't get to play songs out, it's hard to get them down. I've always been the kind of player that I probably should have practiced a little more at home instead of on the bandstand. But I was just so excited to play out for people and have fun doing it that, that's where I put my time in, my 10,000 hours, if you will. And I got to give credit on that song for the last line of the chorus. I had to change that because originally it was, baby, you saved me, baby, you saved me when my word was wrong. And it was supposed to end with, because baby, you saved me. And my daughter idly was like, Dad, you sang that too many times. I think you should change it to, I would save you too. That's what I do if it happened to you. So idly gets a little credit on that one. Nothing like the 16-year-olds to keep you honest, right? And help your songwriting. Okay, let's see. I want to do my one cover tune of the night. So I've been wanting to do this tune for years. It's a hard tune to sing. It's kind of at the top of my range, so if I don't hit it exactly, I hope you'll forgive me. Maybe you want to turn your volume down just a touch, so it doesn't hurt you. But one of my favorite singers of all time is David Ruffin from The Temptations. Obviously all the Temptations are incredible. I love them all. But man, I love listening to David Ruffin, and he did this one. This is a song I heard. This guy, Joe Goldmark, who's a friend of mine out in California. He's one of the owners of Amoeba Music in the Bay Area. And I didn't know him at the time. This was like about 20 years ago. I walked in there and was buying some soul records and some obscure soul stuff. And I was just telling him how excited I was to find a record store that had obscure soul stuff. It's hard to find that, honestly. Most stores don't have it. And he's like, oh, well, if you like that, hold on a second. He went out back, and he brought me back this 10 CD compilation of soul music that he'd made, just for like his friends and for, a few people that just love soul music. He would hand them out to him. And this was on there. And it's a tune that David Ruffin, it never was released during his lifetime. It was it never made any of the albums or anything. And I don't think it was released as a single even. It must have been released somehow for Joe Goldmark to have it. But anyways, I don't know. It never really got any fame or anything, and I might have to cover it on one of my records. It's called Mountain of Memories, and it's just powerful. I don't know who wrote it exactly, but it's a great tune. Let me just tune up one more time here before I hit it. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. I love y'all. I miss y'all. It's been really hard not being out there. Once I get vaccinated, I will be out there. You can trust me. And I'm going to be doing... I came up with this idea. I'll talk about it in a second. We'll talk about it in a second. Let me do this song first. So many things to tell you. I haven't seen you in a while. All right. I can tear your picture from the wall, but it won't satisfy me at all. Take the watch you bought me, toss it to the ground. You'll still be around. I can't fall in love with anybody new, 'cause I'm still hung up in the memories of you. And a mountain that's made up of memories is just too high to tear on down. A mountain that's made up of memories is just too high to tear on down. I followed a car the other day. It took me 5 miles out of my way. I couldn't wait till it stopped at the light, 'cause the make and the color of the car was so right. Oh, you should have seen the way I cried when the driver turned back at me. So surprised, 'cause a mountain that's made up of memories is just too high to tear on down. A mountain that's made up of memories is just too high to tear on down. Oh, thoughts of you, how they keep haunting me, baby. Your every move you make and everything we remember, girl. Oh, our favorite movie star. Do you remember our favorite record and that letter? The last time you wrote me, baby. The last time I heard from you, baby. You're the only thing in life that matters. Trying so hard to make you understand. I get down on my knees and pray. Oh, since you left, I've been out of my head, baby. Do you believe that love could be? If you do, why don't you tell me, baby? 'Cause our life is made out of memories. It's just too hard to tear on down. A mountain that's made up of memories. It's just too hard to tear on down. A mountain that's made up of memories. It's just too hard to tear on down. A mountain that's made up of memories, just too high to tear on down. Going back to the great David Ruffin from the Temptations. My family and I, we got to visit his grave in Chicago one year when we were traveling around, and I remember singing "My Girl" with my family to David Ruffin at his grave, and sending him some love. All right, let's see. We got time for a few more, I think, right? I have no idea what time it is. Well, I'm supposed to be done now, but I'm not going to be done. I got a couple more. I do want to let you know that, and we have a request. I want to make sure to do the Spark for MA up in Stowe.
And Gary wanted to hear As the Years Go Passing By.
Gary Lott speech.
Yeah.
Gary and I have known each other a long time, so the tune As the Years Go Passing By would be quite appropriate. I can do that for you, Gary. All right. Let's see. I wanted to say that I'm going to be doing, like I've been trying to figure out how am I going to make a living, basically. That's the question. And how am I going to get out and play, because I miss playing. It's not even about making a living. I just miss being out there. But I do need to make a living. So, cue PayPal and Venmo. If you haven't already, thrown in for the concert, feel free. You don't have to, but if you do, make me very happy. And, keep food on the Keller table. But yeah, so I've been thinking about, April, May, June. I might not, be able to get out into the clubs just then, but it'd be warm enough, certainly in May and June, to be doing like little private driveway concerts, I'm thinking. For like 10 or 20 people. I don't know what the government limit is right now in Vermont. It would only be able to be in Vermont, because I'm not going to travel, too far and stay in hotels and all that stuff just yet. Not until I'm vaccinated, for sure. And until the rest of the band's vaccinated and all that. But I could do solo or band driveway concerts. And I thought it'd be really cool to team up with some amazing food vendors. And I think the first one I'm going to sign up, we're talking about it right now, we're just starting to plan it, is Susanna's Catering out of Johnson, Vermont. Or Morrisville, actually, technically. My good friend Susanna, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susanna. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Cha-cha-cha. I love you, you and Kenny Boy. Susanna's one of the most amazing chefs out there, and we're going to do this thing where you basically get this package deal where I'll come and play in your driveway for you and some of your closest friends, and you all socially distance, and no one comes near the bandstand. I kind of, just a little safety kind of thing, and get to play some music for you. I'll bring the PA and be totally safe and all that, and we can keep a list of people, so if we need to do any contact tracing, we can do that. And, it'd be fun. So if you're interested, I'll work out the details, but just shoot me a private message on Facebook or email me at info@davekeller.com, or just call me up, 802-229-2737. And we'll make it work, because I want to get out there and play. I can't wait till the big clubs open up and the art centers and theaters and all that stuff. It's killing me to just sit home. So, all right. Let's see. What's next? I guess I'll do the Spark. Let's do that. This is the only tune on the record, on the new record. Again, it's called You Get What You Give. The only tune on here that is not a duet. It's just me and Ira Friedman, my good friend and longtime keyboard player. We've been playing together almost 15 years. Kind of hard to believe. And he played the grand piano at Sugar House Soundworks on this. It's so beautiful. It's a Bosendorfer, came over from Europe. And I'm so glad we recorded this. This is probably my favorite song on the album, honestly. There's a fire that I've seen right behind your eyes. Some kind of desperation in the flame. Like you're trying to live before you got to die. Trying to bring some honor to your name, but you don't know how, and you don't know why. So damn hard to face another day, but you can't give up. Oh, now don't give up. I wanna reach out and say that fire that you feel, it may flicker, you may wander in the dark. The hands of time move quicker, but don't forget, please don't forget, you are the spark. There are seas of sadness that swallow us whole. Hills and valleys block our way. Caves of loneliness beyond our control. Roads with tolls too high to pay. When the sun is sinking and you find yourself alone, oh, I know what you're thinking. It's time to find your way home. That fire that you feel, it may flicker, you may wander in the dark. The hands of time move quicker, but don't forget, please don't forget, you are the spark. Yeah, yeah. Well, that fire you feel, it may flicker, you may wander in the dark. The hands of time move quicker, but don't forget, please don't forget, you are the spark. You are the spark. Please remember, don't forget, don't give up, no matter how tough the times may be. Hang in there. Spring is coming. The times are coming. We'll be able to get together more easily. Make sure to get vaccinated. I know not everybody agrees with that, but honest to God, I don't know how we're ever going to start to be able to have gatherings and gigs and things if we don't get vaccinated. So I'm going to get vaccinated the first chance I get. I'm going to tell you that. I mean, this is like the single biggest scientific project in the history of humanity. I mean, more scientists work on this from all over the world, the best minds. So I think if you could trust anything, this would be it. You know, that's my little public service announcement. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope people get vaccinated because I want to see you at my gigs, and I don't want you to get sick. I care about you. It's not something to mess around with. All right, so I mentioned the album. I mentioned the driveway concerts with the amazing food from Susanna's Catering. I am soon, in the next couple of weeks, going to be doing a flash online sale of various merchandise, leftover T-shirts from previous tours and odd sizes and things, and DVDs, CDs. If you don't have all my CDs, I've got a bunch. You know, I've got the new one, You Get What You Give, Duets, on Tastee Tone Records. On Cat Food Records out of El Paso, Texas, my good friend Bob Trenchard released this one on his label. Every Soul's a Star, did really, really well. Got a Blues Music Award nomination for Best Soul Blues Album of the Year. The one before that, Right Back at You, self-released on Tastee Tone Records. Funky, featuring my band here in Vermont with my colored shoes on the back and my Strat, Robert. And then, this one. I released this just about a year ago, but hardly anyone's seen it because I was mostly selling it at gigs. I did finally release it on Spotify just because I want people to hear it, but I never make any money off of Spotify. So if you want one, I would love it if you order it off my website, davekeller.com. It's a live CD featuring Alex Budney on bass, Jay Gleason on drums, a killin', super sweaty, fun set for Bucks County Blues Society at a VFW hall down in Pennsylvania. So yeah, and let's see. You know what? I haven't played this other guitar yet. Gary, Lots Beach requested as the years go passing by. I got two more tunes I want to do for you. I'm going to do this next one, and then I got one more for you. I got this guitar recently, very recently, from my buddy Pete Boyle. We traded guitars for it, and it's an amazing guitar. It's an old Guild. If you see me play my solo gigs out in the world, I have another Guild that looks almost exactly like this, from the same era, early 60s. And this one's a little different because it's got a little bit of a darker finish. It's like a cherry finish around the edge there. And it's got, instead of 2 pickups, instead of the 2 Mickey Mouse pickups that the other Guild has, they're called Mickey Mouse pickups, this one has like a soap bar pickup, kind of like a P90, and it's really awesome. I'm not going to turn it up too loud because it would distort, but not from the amp, but through the speaker on my computer, my laptop, that is absorbing the sound and sending it out to you. But it's really a great sounding guitar. I just want to play a little bit of like country blues on it so you can hear how good it sounds. Just turn up a touch. It's got a little bit of a crackle in the jack, so I gotta get that fixed. But this is for you, Gary, and for I want to send this also to Kathy Nicholson, who loves this tune. She's out there somewhere listening, I think. Putting the vibrato on my magnetone. I know you can't see it back there, but there's an amp. Well, you still can't see it, but there's an amp back there. My old magnetone. There is nothing I can do if you leave me here to cry. Well, there's nothing I can do if you leave me here to cry. My love gonna follow you, baby, till the day I die. I gave you all I had, that's one thing you can't deny. I gave you all I had, that's one thing you can't deny. My love gonna follow you as these years go passing by. nothing I can do. If you leave me here to cry, oh, there is nothing I can do. If you leave me here to cry, my love gonna follow you, baby, as these years go passing by. Going back to the great Albert King, I believe it was written by Fenton Robinson, great guitar player and singer. That's going out to my buddy Gary Lotspeech, my good friend, longtime bass player up in the Northeast Kingdom. All right, for Gary and Bonnie June. All right, I'm going to put this down. I got one more tune for you. And, before I go, I did want to say, sometimes people ask, like, well, what are you doing, Dave, since you don't have any gigs? Like, what are you spending your time doing? You know, like, well, I'm cooking, eating, bathing. You'll be happy to know. Going for walks every day. I go for an hour walk every day somewhere, usually on a country road outside of town, outside of Montpelier where I live. Try to find somewhere quiet and get a little bit of nature. Now that it's, winter, I've been doing some snowshoeing out in the woods a little bit. I've been doing a lot of reading, and, recently I decided that, most of the books I've read in my life have been by white men. Go figure, right? The publishing industry has mostly published books by white men over the last, since the beginning of the publishing industry. And, that's a problem, because how are we supposed to understand each other if we're only reading things that are written from the perspective of people who look like me, right? So I'm not saying you all look like me. You're probably not all white men by any means. But in any case, I felt like it would be important for me to read books by people of color and women, and just kind of a little more diverse array of books. And these are some of the best books I've read this year that I want to share with you. I'm sure you've all heard of this by now. Colson Whitehead, The Underground Railroad. It's super fantastic. Really easy read, and really changed my mind. Not changed my mind, just kind of changed the way I look at slavery and the Underground Railroad and all that. It's fictional, but it's based in reality, and really moving, and really kind of just got me thinking in new ways. I read James Baldwin's If Beale Street Could Talk. I know they made a movie about this. I haven't seen the movie yet, but the book was excellent. Really beautiful, and really, uplifting. This was a great book. This Will Be My Undoing by Morgan Jerkins. She's from New Jersey, and just a great writer. Essays about being a black woman in America, and all the different ways that affects her and has affected her. And really enlightening. It was just great to step inside her shoes and just see things from her perspective. This is written by a Vermont woman, Emily Bernard. Black is the Body, another book of essays about being black in Vermont and being a black woman in Vermont. And just, I've lived in Vermont since '93, so this was really it's just such a different perspective than you would get living as a white person in Vermont. And she writes so beautifully and with a lot of humor and grace. I really love this book. I think she's a professor at UVM. And then here's one. This is written by Tommy Orange, who's a Native American author that I just really thought was fantastic. It's called There, There. And it's about a whole bunch of different characters in the Bay Area. And it's sort of about Native Americans who live in urban areas, because there's a lot of literature about Native Americans who live on reservations, and everybody sort of assumes that most Native Americans live on reservations, which is really not the full truth by any means. So it was really, really cool, and a real variety of characters, and that was kind of eye-opening as well. So that's just a taste of things. In terms of what I've been, I also, of course, if you need reading, you need to subscribe to Living Blues magazine. This is such a great magazine. I've been subscribing for 30 years, since I was 20 years old. So wait, more than 30 years. 33 years? Something like that. A long time. And they do this thing on the back, the radio charts, And this is not the most recent issue. The most recent issue is about to come out, and I'm number 6 on here. The new record, our record, all the people who helped make this record, is number 6 on the Living Blues radio chart. That means that all the blues DJs out there are digging it and spinning it. So thank you, blues DJs. Thank you, people who are requesting it, fans. I also read The Atlantic. I subscribed to this year because I felt like I needed just more in-depth articles. I read a lot, on Facebook and stuff like everybody else, social media. I read little short articles. But I felt like, you know what, I need some more in-depth stuff. And the writing's really good. It's just all kinds of topics. And then musically, my friend Joe Goldmark sent me this series, Walk Around Heaven, and it's a gospel compilation. It's not for sale, but I've just been listening to a zillion gospel songs. I love gospel, black gospel stuff. Quartets especially, like the Dixie Hummingbirds, the Sensational Nightingales, Soul Stirrers, let's see, the Blind Boys of Alabama, Blind Boys of Mississippi, staple singers, of course. If you want to learn how to sing, you should start with gospel. Start with quartets. That's kind of how I did it. It worked for me at least. So, and I just love it. And then this is like the oddball selection that I've been totally addicted to. This has nothing to do with blues music. It's got soul influences, Iranian pop influences, Southeast Asian influences. All kind of Middle Eastern stuff, wild stuff. It's called, you're not going to be able to spell it or pronounce it, but it's called Khruangbin. Khruangbin. Can you see it? I don't know how you pronounce it. Khruangbin. This band is fantastic. It's instrumental. There's a little bit of vocals on it, but really not many. It's mostly just instrumental. It's super funky. The drummer is like the tightest, funkiest, simplest drummer ever. He's awesome. The guitar player reminds me a little bit of Robert Ward, but also influenced deeply by all these other cultures from around the world, deep African influence. And the bass player, Laura Lee, is just fantastic, influenced by a lot of dub stuff, and she is just absolutely amazing bass player. So this is great. I'm totally addicted to this. I've been listening to it nonstop. Khruangbin, and the album's called Con Todo El Mundo, which means with the whole world. Again, that's it right there. You can find it on their website, I think. That's why I bought it. Khruangbin. And there's a great YouTube video, which is how I discovered them, on the Tiny Desk series, on NPR's Tiny Desk series on YouTube. If you just look up Tiny Desk series and type in Khruangbin, it'll probably come up. K-H-R. Start with those letters and you'll be fine. All right, one more tune. I hate to wrap this up, but I'm having so much fun. You guys are awesome for listening. Thank you so much again for tuning in. It means the world to me that you support what I'm doing, that you still like listening to my music, during these times. It helps me to know that my music might be helping a few of you out there. So thank you. And a big thanks to Katie Sterling for being my right-hand woman, tech guru, prime encourager, and a dose of sanity in these times. Shout out to my daughters Hava and Idalee too. Lots of love. All right. This one's off the previous record. It's called Don't Let Them Take Your Joy. There's a lot of forces right now in the world working to take our joy. Don't let them take your joy. Hang on in there. We're going to make it through this. And we'll look back on it and be like, wow, we made it through some serious stuff. They may try to break you, turn your head around. They may try to knock you right down all around. They may try to drain you till they get their fill. They may make you do the things against your will. They may try to take your courage. They may take your pride. They may leave you hollow, empty all inside. But don't let them take your joy. Don't let them take your joy. They may try to fool you, fill your head with lies. They may make you do the things that you do despise. They may try to brain you, fill your head with lies. They may try to do everything to get you on their side. They may take your body, they may take your mind. your joy. Don't let them take your joy. You still got your innocence somewhere deep inside. Yeah, you do, baby. Remember what makes you happy and fly, 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 fly. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Don't let them take your joy. Don't, don't let them take your joy. Don't let them take your joy, everybody. I love you. Keep that joy alive in your heart. Share it with people who need it. Spread it around in the world. Lord knows we need it right now. And you know, it's not just about remembering to call the people you love, your family, your friends. Make sure to reach out to the neighbor maybe that you don't know, or the stranger who looks like they need a little help, you know. So thank you for being good to yourself. Be good to those around you. Be good to the world, the planet. Take care, everybody. I love you. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You can always check out the latest thing. Well, it's not latest up. We're going to be updating my website in the next week or so, davekeller.com. And please, please support the new record. Where is it? It's on the floor somewhere. What did I do with it? No, here it is. The new record, You Get What You Give. All the money from album sales is going to charity. This is a complete benefit CD. There's 5 different nonprofit groups that are benefiting from the sales of this record. Now, when I say benefiting, I don't mean Spotify. Spotify sends literally pennies or parts of pennies. It doesn't add up to anything. So if you want to support these causes, you want to support me and what I'm doing with my friends on this record, amazing musicians from around the world, Joe Louis Walker, Trudy Lynn, Johnny Rawls, Annie Mac, Don Tyler Watson, Katie Henry, Anika Chambers, Carly Harvey, Brother Bob White, Chad Hollister, Toussaint St. Negritude, Chris Robertson, Vince Allen, April Caspari, all these amazing people on this record. Mark Early, great horn section led by Mark Early from Roomful of Blues with Mario Perret, Garth Redelac, Tom Palance on it. You want to check this out. Katie Sterling, my daughter's also on this. Hava and Idalia are on this. Anyways, all the money from this goes to charities. It goes to 5 different groups working to fight for racial justice and equity. It's really important. If you love the blues, you have to support black culture. And you have to support the people that make this music, that created this music. It's simple. Look, no one's asking for a handout. They just want equal treatment and justice. And it's not going to be, it's not going to happen until white people get fully on board with supporting the people of color in this country. You know, we're the ones in power. You know, we can talk all day about it politically. And I know there's people who think systemic racism is not true. But it's time to listen to black voices, indigenous voices, women's voices, and realize that their truth is their truth. And it's important that we believe them. So I believe it. You know, I would never have found blues and fallen in love with it if I didn't believe it. What turned me on to blues was the honesty and the realness of people's lives like Sonny Boy Williamson, people's lives like Albert King, Elmore James, Etta James, you know, Aretha Franklin. The list is long. If you love this music, I hope you'll support what we're trying to do with this record. We've raised almost $7,000 so far. So, yeah, you can just go right to davekeller.com and just click on the store link. It's my Bandcamp site. And all, like I said, all the money, other than the postage and handling money, but the $20 from each CD sale goes right to it. That's for a physical CD. If you want the digital album, it's only $10. So, and that, again, goes right to the charities. Thank you for supporting me tonight. Again, PayPal's info@davekeller.com, Venmo @Dave-Keller-20. Those aren't underscores, they're dashes, or hyphens, whatever you want to call them. Thank you for your generosity. I really appreciate it. Obviously, there are no gigs right now for me, so I'm relying on folks like you to help me, help me make it through. So thank you. From my household to yours, my heart to yours. Thank you, and be well. Take care. Be safe. And I'll see you soon. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these driveway concerts, so if you want one, If you live in Vermont, if you live within a couple hours of Montpelier, hit me up, info@davekeller.com, and let me know you're interested. And I'll make sure to find a time for you where I can come and play for you and your family and friends in your driveway or in your yard. All right. Peace out, everybody. Take care.